Before the mountains rose, before the seas were set, before the breath of Adam, the word was present yet. Not spoken into being, not fashioned out of dust. The beginning stood eternal, faithful, holy, just. The word was with the Father, the word and God were one. The light before creation, before the moon and sun. All things came through his power, nothing stood alone. Every breath of every creature traces back unto the throne. Darkness tried to hide it, but darkness never won. Night could not consume the everlasting Holy One. Prophets saw him coming through visions long before. Generation after generation waited for the door. The promise wasn't broken, the season finally came. He entered through the world that scarcely knew his name. He came unto his own turned him away. Yet every heart that received him found a new and living way. Not born by fleshly striving, nor by the will of man, but born again by mercy, according to his plan. The glory stood among us, full of truth and grace, heaven clothed in flesh, so every nation could behold his face. The word became flesh and walked the dusty ground. The voice that formed creation now spoke with human sound. The prophets pointed forward, the witnesses now tell. The promised king has come, and Emmanuel is dwelt. The story now is turning, the promise now is clear. The light has entered history, the kingdom now is here.
Yeah. The kingdom.
Yeah.
The kingdom is here. The kingdom is here. Yeah. The kingdom draws near, can you feel the change? Same street, same sky, but nothing stays the same. The time has arrived that the prophets proclaim. Turn your heart around, don't just honor the name.
Turn around, explain what you're saying to me. If the kingdom is here, then what must I see? I've walked in religion, I've carried tradition, but something inside says there's more to believe.
Repent, not the mouth, let the heart make the turn. Leave the old behind, let the spirit now learn. The Father's still calling, his mercy still burns. Every step toward the light is a step you've earned.
Repent, the kingdom is near.
Open your heart.
Open your heart, let the spirit appear.
Not by the flesh.
Not by flesh, not by fear.
Be born again.
Be born again. The kingdom is here. Born again, born again. Tell me, how can that be? Can a grown man start his whole life over free? Can yesterday's burden just fall to the ground? Can change disappear without making a sound?
Flesh gives birth to flesh, that's the way of the earth. Spirit gives birth to a heavenly birth. Don't marvel at words that you never received. The wind moves unseen, but you know what it leaves.
So the door isn't open by power or fame, not by my label, my status, my name. The kingdom is entered by hearts made new. The Father is calling, his promise is true. Repent, the kingdom is near.
Open your heart.
Open your heart, let the spirit appear.
Not by the flesh.
Not by flesh, not by fear.
Be born again.
Be born again. The kingdom is here.
The call is gone out, will you answer today?
The shepherd is leading,
Don't turn him away.
the old road is fading.
The new has begun.
Repent and believe, the kingdom has come. The kingdom has come. The kingdom is here. He said, I am the good shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep. This is the truth. This is the call. I walk these streets with a voice in my soul. The shepherd's love is the story I hold. Hirelings run when the wolves come near, but the good shepherd stays, he casts out fear. He knows his sheep, he calls by name. Sacrificed his life, took on the pain. Not for profit, not for gain, but for love that breaks the chain. I am the good shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep. No wolf can scatter, no thief can keep. One fold, one shepherd is promised thee. The hireling flees, cause he don't care. But the shepherd stands, he's always there. When the wolf comes creeping, shadows fall. He guards his flock, he answers the call. Father knows him, he knows the Father. Bond unbroken, love goes farther. Other sheep, not of this fold. He brings them in, his truth unfolds. I am the good shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep. No wolf can scatter, no thief can keep. One fold, one shepherd is promised thee. Hear his voice, let the nations rise. From the wilderness to the skies, dry bones live, captives free. The shepherd's love meets every need, not divided, not torn apart. One fold united, one beating heart. He gave his life, he paid the cost. Found the sheep that once were lost. Through the valley, through the fight, he's the shepherd, he's the light. No hireling's greed, no selfish plan, just the shepherd's hand, the shepherd's stand. Every tribe, every tongue, one song, one fold, one shepherd, we all belong. I am the good shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep. No wolf can scatter, no thief can keep. One fold, one shepherd. One fold, one shepherd is promised thee. I am the good shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep. He knows his own, his love won't sleep. One fold, one shepherd is promised thee. The shepherd knows his sheep, and his sheep know his voice. One shepherd, forever.
You sent us to ask, art thou he that should come? Or do we look for another? We carried your question. Woo. We walked the dusty roads. We stood among the crowds. We watched. We listened. And now we've come back with the answer. We saw mothers carrying children that sickness had nearly taken. We saw old men throw away the staffs they leaned on for years. We watched broken people stand a little taller. Hope filled the streets, mercy filled the air. No trumpet sounded, no army marched, yet everywhere we walked, lives were changing. Some came crying, some left rejoicing. Some doubted, some believed, but none could deny what stood before their eyes. We looked in the faces, they had forgotten how to smile. Then joy returned like morning after a long night. We watched fathers lift children into their arms. We watched strangers embrace like brothers. No silver change hands, no palace doors open. Yet the poorest among us walked away richer than kings. Where fear had lived, peace entered. Where tears had fallen, songs began. We kept looking for the moment it would end. But every village told the same story. Every road carried another witness. Every step behind him left another testimony. And somewhere along that journey, our question became our conviction. We no longer followed to discover who he was. We followed because we knew John. You asked us to find the truth. We didn't hear clever words. We didn't hear empty promises. We witnessed the kingdom. We watched heaven touch the earth. And this is what he told us to bring back to you. The dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. That was his answer. Not an argument, not a debate. The word spoke before his mouth did. The promise became flesh. The prophets were standing fulfilled before our eyes. John, wait no longer, look no further. The one you prepared the way for has come. The kingdom is here, and we have seen it. The crowds kept growing. The miracles kept spreading. Eyes were open. The broken were restored. But before the world could understand his power, they first had to understand his purpose. A mother came crying, her daughter in pain. Hope in her heart, though the road was long. She crossed every boundary, ignored every voice, only believing mercy could answer. She knelt before him, refusing to leave. Faith stronger than fear. Still, there was something the world had to hear. This wasn't rejection, this wasn't anger. This was a mission declared from heaven. Before every nation, before every kingdom, there were sheep still waiting to hear their shepherd's voice. I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Yasharal.
He came for Yasharal,
Calling the scattered,
one by one. He came for Yasharal,
gathering those
the world had forgotten. He came
not by accident,
not by accident,
not by chance,
but according to the promise.
I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Yasharal.
He came for Yasharal,
The covenant still lives.
he came for Yasharal,
The shepherd still calls.
he came to gather,
The lost sheep
he came
according
to his Father's will.
soon. The very people he came to gather would reject him. But even rejection could not change his mission. The city grew quiet. The hour had come. The shepherd had finished teaching. Now darkness began to move. The moon hung low above the garden. The olive branches barely moved. No one spoke, no one questioned. Something in the night felt different. Something unseen was drawing near.
We followed him into the garden. Olive trees stood silent. Then we saw the torches. We heard the soldiers. One walked before them, not a stranger, one of his own.
First came the footsteps, then the torchlight. Shadows stretched across the ground. The closer they came, the heavier the silence became. Even before we saw them, our hearts already knew. He had walked beside him, shared every meal, heard every promise, seen every miracle, yet silver spoke louder than truth. He stepped forward, raised his hand, and greeted the master with the kiss. The soldiers waited, the crowd held still. He could have fled, he could have called 10,000 angels. Instead, he stood and looked into the eyes of his betrayer.
Friend, wherefore art thou come? No anger, no curse, no struggle, only surrender. The shepherd gave himself into their hands. The chains closed, the disciples scattered. The night grew darker still. They led him away. The night gave way to morning.
Word spread quickly through the city. Some hid, some watched, some followed, wondering what would happen next. Morning came, they brought him before Pilate. The governor searched for a reason, he found none. He searched for one accusation, one witness, one fault, but innocence stood before him. Truth refused to defend itself. Still, he placed a choice before the people.
Barabbas or Jesus, a murderer or the Messiah? The crowd answered with one voice shouted, another answered. Soon the whole city echoed together. Mercy was drowned by the sound of angry hearts.
Let him be crucified. The shepherd rejected.
The Messiah,
The shepherd rejected.
the Messiah.
The shepherd. The shepherd walked willingly. No chains could bind him more tightly than his love for his people.
The rulers believed they had won. The crowd believed it was over.
But heaven was still writing the story.
The innocent condemned,
The righteous delivered,
not by accident,
not by chance.
but according to the will of the Father. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Morning broke, but the light felt different. The city whispered, the streets grew still. Every step led toward a hill called Golgotha. We followed at a distance, not because we were afraid, but because our hearts could not bear what our eyes were beginning to see. The one who opened blind eyes, the one who touched broken lives, now carried a cross. His footsteps were slow, yet his love never faltered. The weight upon his shoulders was greater than wood. He carried every sorrow silent. Even creation seemed to mourn his king. The cross was lifted, the hill grew quiet. Time itself seemed to stand still. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. It is finished. The earth trembled, the heavens answered, the veil was torn. Love had finished what it came to do. The price was paid, the promise remained, and mercy had triumphed. Greater love, greater love, greater love. No greater love has ever been known. He laid down his life for his friend. Mercy answered where judgment was deserved. Love remained when everything else was taken away. The hill grew silent, the wind returned. Our tears still fell, but somewhere beyond the darkness, hope was waiting for the morning.
The longest night
Had finally passed,
the city still slept.
but heaven
Was already awake. Before the sunrise, the women walked, carrying spices, carrying tears, still believing they would find a sealed tomb.
no songs were sung, no voices were raised, only quiet footsteps through the morning mist. Hope had been buried, or so they believed.
Then
The stone,
already moved,
the silence,
was different,
not empty,
alive.
alive.
The grave clothes remained,
But death did not,
everything
had changed before a word
was spoken. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. The grave could not hold the author of life. Morning had conquered the darkness, the promise still lived.
everything.
He said was true, death had spoken, life answered.
Yesterday,
We stood at the cross today,
we stand before.
an empty tomb.
Yesterday,
Love was given death, where is thy sting?
Oh, grave,
Where is thy victory?
he lives, the stone is thrown away.
He lives.
Morning has overcome the night. He lives,
Love has conquered death.
he lives,
Renewal
he lives,
has begun.
he lives.
The story did not end at the cross. It began again
At the empty tomb. At the empty tomb.